So this is a reefer trailer. The reason we call it a reefer trailer is because it has this reefer unit on it, and it keeps everything in the trailer at a certain temperature. This has a diesel engine inside of it, and it starts up and it runs the unit that cools down the trailer. We'll go to the inside of it now so we can explain how it works. Alright, so I'm going to climb into this reefer trailer. The way you want to do it is grab the handle, walk up the steps. Ta-da! Alright, so the way this reefer unit works is it uses the unit up front where we were earlier. It turns on that diesel engine to cool down, pump cool air or hot air through this chute to keep this reefer at a certain temperature. We have insulated walls. That way the heat from outside or the cold is not coming through them. The air will travel down this chute and come out the back. And the floor has all these nice grooves on it. The floor has these grooves. The reason for that is pallets set on top of them. And what happens is the grooves allow that cold air to go back through these grooves. So the air goes back through these grooves and it comes up here to the front of the trailer. And it goes inside this box right here. At the bottom, it has holes in it to allow the air to come back up inside of the unit. Whenever this happens, the air is then recooled or reheated to make it better. It's a lot less work if it's already cooled to a certain temperature before you send it out there to get it even colder. And what it does is it shoots it back up and through the chute again to come through the floor grooves and back into here. So always circulate the air. Whenever you're checking out your reefer trailer, you want to come in here and make sure that this is attached to the wall. Sometimes they get knocked off by shippers and receivers. You also want to make sure that your chute is completely fastened around it. See right here, this one's not completely fastened around it. Sometimes you can pop it back on. Sometimes you can put a new rivet in it. Just takes a hammer and a rivet. Usually they have some inside the reefer unit. You also want to walk this way and make sure that the chute is completely attached to the ceiling. You don't want no air escaping out the sides. What happens then is only half of your trailer is getting cooled. So you want to make sure that the chute is in good condition all the way to the end, because you want that cold air to come out the end of the chute, go through the grooves, back into your reefer. That way the entire trailer from the back to the front or from the front to the back is getting completely cold or completely hot, depending on what you have. Now in -degree weather, you want to have, say the reefer is going to be the set temperature is like 40 degrees, and you're in a really cold -degree temperature. This reefer unit is going to come on and actually keep the trailer warm enough that stuff is not getting destroyed by the cold weather. Same thing in hot seasons. It's going to cool down the inside of this box and make it nice and cool. That way we're not damaging cold materials, like having it frozen stuff melt like your ice cream, stuff like that. So the way you get out of the trailer is you want to grab this handle again. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to use the steps to get out. I like to step right here. There we go, 3 points of contact. So the right weight gauge. A lot of people do not understand this and do not know about this. The right weight gauge is to weigh what weight is on the tandles. You open this up, and you pull this knob out, and it goes to tell you whatever your weight is. It'll go up to whatever it is. Right here is where it's still good, but it's becoming close to being illegal. In the red, it's no good. So we would like to keep it somewhere in the green if possible. And to turn it off, you shut that, shut the box, flip it around, and close it. The right weight gauge. Alright, so the reefer unit got the Bigfoot on it. Look at that, there's a Bigfoot on it. Like, I'm shot. I squirreled. Anyways, back to the video. So we have an on-off switch right here. You want to make sure that that switch is on the on position. And Prime has added this to this little on-off for the reefer right here. We want to make sure we turn it on. want to do when you first get to your reefer, we can go close. So what you want to do when you first get to your reefer is, I like to clear off all the alarms first thing. Is this trailer broken? Alright, so all the alarms are cleared. I want to hit the menu, hit the back, then hit the menu. And see this where it says IntelliSet, pre-trip, hours of service, and the unit? This pre-trip button right here is how we run the pre-trip. So we want to run a pre-trip. Every time you pick up a trailer or in between a load, you want to run this pre-trip and make sure that your trailer is working properly. And then you want to hit the enter button, it will start a pre-trip. This pre-trip normally takes a little while to finish. So it's going to run this full pre-trip. It's going to run through a whole bunch of different cycles. And then it will tell you if your trailer passed the pre-trip, if it's safe to be reloaded, or if it's not safe to be reloaded. Because you want to make sure that it's safe to be reloaded. That product is your responsibility on it. You do not want to have a bad reefer that the product is not going to be safe in. And it's going to kick on here in a second, and it's going to run through this whole lengthy process of checking everything. It's going to check the pressure in there. It's going to check the door sensors. It's going to make sure that your doors are closed. It's going to do a lot. It's going to get it up to temperature, see how long it takes to fall in temperature. It's pretty advanced. I can't even explain all the stuff it's about to do. But there still is a Bigfoot sticker right there. I think it's pretty cool. And like I said, it takes a while. So normally what I do whenever I back under my trailer, we had to move, unfortunately. There were some people over there picking up a trailer, so it was loud, so I moved my truck. But whenever I do my test right here, I start my test, and then I go, lift up the landing gears, hook the lines up, check the fifth wheel, the kingpin, the locking jaws to make sure that they're around the kingpin, and then I go ahead and inspect my trailer, everything on the outside of it. I'll check my tires, everything, do the full pre-trip of the trailer. That way, whenever I get back over here, usually this pre-trip is finished. It has a little loading bar right here. It's at 6% right now. You also, while we're waiting, we can go check the fuel tank. I can show you where the fuel tank is. So these reefer units, remember I said that it was a diesel engine. The diesel engine requires diesel. So right here we have the tank, the reefer tank. The cap's right here, and that's your gauge for it. You want to make sure whenever you drop one of these off that it is completely full, because it will be ready for the next driver. It's about respect. Like, I'm going to respect my fellow driver by filling it up all the way and leaving it for him. And so when you're filling these up, when you're at a truck stop filling up your truck, you kind of fill up your truck, put your DEF in, and then you have to fill this up. Well, a lot of people have problems that the pump will cancel whenever you hang the handle back up after a certain amount of time. So one way that I found to fix that is I do my diesel, then I do my DEF. Well, whenever I put my DEF back up, I just hang the handle on there. I don't actually put it back where it goes. That way, it still thinks I'm putting in DEF. I have plenty of time to pull up and make sure that that's even with the pump. Then I take the DEF handle, put it back up, and continue to fill it up. And you can hear the pre-trip is now running in full force. Right now it's at 85%, and we've been running a pre-trip on it for about 18 minutes. Yes, this is time consuming, but it needs to be done for the safety of the product inside the trailer. And it's going to take probably another about 5 minutes to finish. A lot of people are skipping that want to skip this step right here. You're risking your entire load. You don't know how much money you have inside this reefer that you're about to ruin. So it's now at 100%. We're just waiting for it to process everything. And right here it says that our pre-trip is complete and passed. It's complete and passed. And it also tells you the start time and the end time. The start time was at 12:03 and the end time was at 12:17.
and they can actually look at this IntelliSet inside this reefer unit and tell when the last time it's been done. So if your load is messed up, they will be able to tell when the last pre-trip was done on this unit. It's not worse. It's not going to be worth. Turned it off before it came on. It's not going to be worth your job over not doing the simple thing that took, what, 15, 20 minutes? 15 or 20 minutes could save the produce inside this trailer and save this load. It's not worth not doing it. All right. Here's one with the light that's actually working, so you can tell that it's on right there. All right, so we're going to talk about setting the temperature on this. I'm not going to go into too much detail on it. The defrost, if your reefer's not running correctly and it might be frozen, so you have to defrost it. You do that every once in a while, not too often. But whenever you're setting your reefer, you want to come over here to menu, and then see the IntelliSet right there. You want to hit the IntelliSet, and then you can scroll through the front functions right here of the presets. You got high air, fresh meats, modified, floral, farm fed, 5-degree variant, 7-degree variant, 10-degree variant, range protective, dry out. That's another thing about these reefers. You can put it in dry out mode after a washout and it will completely dry it out. But whenever you're picking one of these, it's going to have a certain range. You got bananas, nursery, product sensitive, miscellaneous, frozen ice cream, all kinds of stuff. So whenever you click on these, it's going to put it into that. It's going to say IntelliSet changed. Whenever that happens, you can hit the back button. Your IntelliSet's changed. These two buttons right here is for the temperature. So whatever temperature you may need it at, that temperature. Also has start over here. You click that. Not this one. But you also got the start continuous. Just a little bit about how to set your temperatures on your reefer. Start, stop, continuous, and adjust the actual temperature in it. And the IntelliSet just is the type that they want it run on. So on the front of the reefer, these doors open up, and there's a fuse box here. Also, come over here to the middle, and you got your whole diesel engine. So if you're having problems, here's your diesel engine. And if you ever need to prime it, get with Road Assist. They will teach you how to prime it, because you have to unscrew stuff and do all kinds of stuff to reprime the engine. If you ran out of fuel, had to reprime it. Such a pain, such a pain. Also over here is the battery. So it's in its own door compartment over here. So here's the battery. If you need to jump off your trailer, you can actually hook jumper cables right here, pull them down here, and Prime was nice enough to give us 2 jump points down here to jump off the reefer. I've also used a reefer to jump off my truck before, so just in case you're in a pinch and you need to jump something off, they will attach to each other. Also, these reefer units set in drop yards and set places for long period of time, so it's always a good idea that if it's not starting up, go ahead and jump that, because they set there a long time. And I've been able to jump off a whole bunch of these by doing this right here. So like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.